Hey guys, welcome into Austin live from the Fox 7 Austin newsroom right here on the Fox Local app. You can, of course, follow us on YouTube as well. Just go to our page, Fox 7 Austin, click the live tab, and there we are. An exciting day if you are a space enthusiast or if you just like big things happening on a big stage, both here in the U.S. and internationally. Millions of people around the world watching the Artemis 2 mission, which we saw launch just about an hour ago, a little under an hour ago. A very exciting day for the NASA program. We have not gone to the moon since 1972. That was Apollo 17. Been a long time. Many people awaiting this day. We know there had been delays. We know there had been a lot of anticipation. And if anything was to go wrong, they would just stop things and push the dates back. But thankfully, only about a 10-15 minute delay. Artemis 2 currently already in space. And we will try and switch back and forth to see if there's a feed from NASA to kind of give us an update from Mission Control on exactly where that crew is. So let's just give you a breakdown of who these people are. We got a 4-man crew here. Reed Wiseman is the commander. We've got Victor Glover, the pilot. Christina Koch, the mission specialist. And Jeremy Hansen, a mission specialist from Canada, actually. So we've got 3 Americans, 1 Canadian already in space as we go. There are some notable milestones with this mission. The first woman to go to the moon's vicinity, and Christina Koch there. The first black astronaut on a lunar mission, that is Victor Glover. And then the first non-American to travel beyond low Earth orbit. So they're not going directly to the moon. This is sort of a figure 8 mission. They are going around the moon. Artemis 2 expected to be really a good test for them to see how the Artemis program handles everything with the Orion capsule and how it has an effect on humans. And then you'll see Artemis 3, and then hopefully, according to NASA, by Artemis 4, they will actually get to the moon by 2028. But I want to take you guys back to that exciting moments right when this thing was about to launch. We broke into coverage, actually. All the newsroom here standing by, waiting for this launch. And you'll see at the beginning, there's a bit of there's a bit of a blackout here, so we'll run through this, and I want to show you guys this launch, and we will try and soak this all in as best we can. A very exciting launch. And I think a lot of people are nervous as well. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, this is exciting, and we're all hoping for the best, but you also know that something like this is extremely dangerous. These people all have, I think, a lot of guts to do this, a lot of bravery. I know a lot of people wouldn't even step foot inside of any of these rockets. So let's pull up this video. Here we go. All right, this is the mission launch here, so let's sit back and enjoy this awesome view here. This is from the Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, obviously, and we are going to watch this thing take off. Here we go.
GLS mainline has been initiated.
T-minus 10 minutes and counting.
Let's skip ahead. What am I doing? So there's just some views. They're detaching there. As I mentioned, there was a slight delay. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. Okay, so I'll get it closer for you guys. All right, here we go. Here we go. 20 seconds out. Here we go.
15, 10.
GLS is go for core stage engine start.
So watch the camera here. Watch what happens. And we thought, oh no, did we lose the feed?
Houston, integrity. Good roll pitch.
Roger, roll pitch.
Now, according to Mission Control here, this rocket going more than 1,200 miles per hour. Extraordinary. Unbelievable. And according to one of our reporters, Rebecca Castor, out there in Cape Canaveral, I believe 400,000 people coming into the Kennedy Space Center area there to watch this thing take off. Truly breathtaking.
Integrity through Max Q on Ponce de Leon.
Stan, we have you loud and clear on Ponce de Leon.
Have you the same?
Unbelievable. So at some point, you know, the camera's going to try and stay on this thing as long as it possibly can, but as I mentioned, going more than 1,200 miles per hour, 4 astronauts aboard. Can only imagine what's going through their minds as they're dealing with all this. Also, just the physical component of all of this. See the people there recording with their phones, trying to capture this. Not quite sure how much the zoom is going to work. And then there's the detachment. We did miss the initial detachment there. By the time they had turned around, you can see the rocket boosters right there detaching.
Integrity, guidance converged, performance nominal, upper stage RCS ready.
Copy all, Stan.
Integrity, SM priming complete.
SM priming complete.
Amazing, just, you know, minutes before this massive rocket standing before us, and you see the detached rocket boosters right there off to the left, and then you see just this little dot now as it's entering space. Unbelievable, nerve-wracking, exciting. Really just, I think, all the emotions, and I think so many people happy to see this mission going successfully as we speak. And it gets to a point here where you just really can't see this thing anymore. You can see here just all the smoke, and then this is kind of the view that NASA's been showing. But they are miles and miles up there. And then they'll turn the camera around here, and you'll kind of see just all the people that have gathered outside. Obviously now just a little speck out there. Just a little speck. Remarkable. Smaller than our little mouse.
Integrity, GPS processing.
Outstanding, Stan. We see the same, and we have a beautiful moonrise. We're headed right at it.
Unbelievable. And then, you know, as I mentioned,
For the beginning
we
of
do
it.
have some other things to check in on. No, we don't. Thought we did. I don't know what that is. Anyway, pretty remarkable there. We will try to check in. I know NASA has been uploading some video to try and give us a better idea. Once again, this is a 4-person crew here. Reed Wiseman, the commander, Victor Glover, the pilot, Christina Koch, the mission specialist, and then Jeremy Hansen, another mission specialist by way of Canada. And so some notable milestones here, as I mentioned, the first woman to go into the moon's vicinity, the first black astronaut to go on a lunar mission. There have been black astronauts before, but the first to go on a lunar mission, and the first non-American, and Jeremy Hansen there from Canada. People have been giving him a hard time for being from Canada. The first non-American to travel beyond low Earth orbit. Once again, this is that rocket that launched off, it detached, so now they are in the spacecraft known as Orion. So this is the first time that humans fly on the SLS there, that Space Launch System, and Orion together. And this is really the first test for NASA with their new deep space system. So super exciting for NASA, super exciting for all of us out there that have been waiting for something like this. As I mentioned, we have not been back to the moon since 1972, hard to believe. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll check back in on this mission. We've also got some things to cover here, not only in Austin, but I also want to get to a story in Houston. And then we're going to bring in our meteorologist, Leslie London, hopefully in about 20 minutes to talk about this severe weather rolling in. You're watching Austin Live right here on the Fox Local app. Like I'm blown out in my ear. Hey guys, welcome back into Austin Live right here on the Fox Local app. A very exciting day as NASA, so far a successful mission of Artemis 2, 4 crew members aboard, taking off about an hour and 20 minutes ago. I want to check in and see if we can get a live feed here. I believe this is a camera that is on the Orion spacecraft. So the Orion spacecraft detaching from that launch system, and I believe I believe this is live here. So I'm going to try and take this. I could be totally wrong, but let's see what we've got here. I could be mistaken, but I think this is aboard the spacecraft there. So we know they're in space. They're already a far ways away from us and going at more than 1,200 miles per hour to launch out of our atmosphere here. On their way to the moon, they will not be landing on the moon. They will be going around the moon, the dark side of the moon, if you will. And this is the first time they've used this space launch system, the SLS, with the Orion spacecraft with an entire crew, sending them out there to really be the test run for all of this equipment, this new technology. And as I heard some of the analysts say earlier from NASA, this isn't the biggest rocket they've ever had, but it certainly is the most powerful. So they become more efficient with that technology, better prepared with all of this, and just an exciting day, I think, with so much negativity in the news and with so much tribalism, if you will, and on this side of the aisle, that side of the aisle. Nice for a lot of people to come together and watch something very exciting as these 4 brave souls go out here on this mission. Not sure if you'd be interested in doing that. I don't know if I could handle it. I don't even like going on a roller coaster, so the idea of being on a massive rocket ship like that, not quite sure if that would be my thing. So that, once again, is, I believe, a live feed there. That is from Artemis 2. I don't have anything from the inside. Let's see if there's another stream here. I don't think there is, but if you guys want to get a glimpse of what these astronauts look like, this is the crew here. As I mentioned, Victor Glover, the pilot on the left here. And then we've got the Canadian right here, Jeremy Hansen, Christina Koch, the mission specialist, and then our commander right here, Wiseman. So really awesome crew put together. I found out that our guy here, the pilot, Navy pilot, from Pomona, California, went to Cal Poly SLO. Interesting background there, and I believe he went to Ontario High there. So very cool news. And of course, we've got big things coming on later tonight with President Trump set to give an address regarding the war in Iran. We will not have to break into our coverage. We're here from 6:30 to 7:30, and that is expected to start at 8 p.m. Central Time. But if anything does come up in between that, I will be sure to switch over to that. Wanted to get back to a story here in Texas, and I know Katie Pratt, our reporter, is covering much of this, but I did want to just touch on some details right now. So this is out of Galveston County down near the Houston area. So a 42-year quest for answers in the notorious Texas killing fields reached a monumental turning point today as yesterday, as prosecutors announced the indictment of a longtime associate of the investigation's primary suspect. So I want to pull up a press conference now from our sister station down in Houston, and they have more of an update on this, but truly a very troubling case, and I think hopefully a case that can bring some things to light here, as we're talking about something that's gone on for 42 years, a quest to figure out exactly what happened here with the Texas killing fields. And so let's pull up this press conference. We will listen in here. This is about 10 minutes, I want to say. So we'll listen in right here. It's just under 10 minutes. So this is Galveston County authorities announcing the arrest in this Texas killing fields case. Here we go.
From our vibrant art scene,
HTX at 10.
Oh, there's an ad. Hold on.
Hold on.
HTX
at 10. Weekdays on Fox Local.
Good morning. I'm Kenneth Cusick, the District Attorney of Galveston County. Here to announce today, there's already been press releases, but to make a formal announcement about the charges against James Elmore that were handed down by the grand jury yesterday for manslaughter and 2 felony counts of witness or evidence tampering. He was arrested yesterday afternoon. He's in custody, now pending disposition of his cases. My office is going to seek detention in this case, pending trial for various reasons, mainly the circumstances of the case, length of the time, criminal history, and there'll be other things that will be pointed out to the court. But what my main purpose here today is to convey a message to you that due to the concerted efforts of the law enforcement agencies in this county, this 40-year cycle of violence by these defendants against women. We're trying to make headway on it. And I think we made significant headway yesterday in getting a charge against Mr. Elmore and having him arrested, because the allegations are going to show he was involved with 2 of the murders against Laura Miller and Audrey Cook. And the allegations also include the evidence tampering was about disposition of their bodies. But I want you to know that although it's taken this long, there has been a lot of effort expended, agent hours, office hours, money and lab results, everything else by all of these agencies that are involved. You have the press release with all the agencies involved, but I want to reiterate who helped with this case so nobody's left out. It was the League City Police Department, Hitchcock Police Department, Galveston County Sheriff's Office, the Texas City Police Department, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Dickinson Police Department, the Galveston Police Department, and the Santa Fe Police Department. Last December, I was approached by Mr. Tim Miller, who's the father of one of the victims, Laura Miller. I understand his concern, his frustration that there had been no closure to this case about Clyde Hedrick, who murdered his daughter, and James Elmore alleged to have assisted this in the disposition of her body. And at that meeting I had with Mr. Miller, I promised him that I would gather in all of the evidence that had been obtained to date for the last, since 1983, and I would take a new objective look at it, and depending on what evidence we had, we would seek appropriate charges against those persons and for those charges that we could prove. And I'm here to tell you that we did that. I fulfilled my promise to Mr. Miller, but I had 2 of my ablest prosecutors in the office, Caitlin Willis and Adam Poole.
Just going to pause it there just for a second just to make sure you guys are aware of what we're listening to. Once again, if you're just joining us here on Austin Live on the Fox Local app, this is a press conference from earlier from Galveston County authorities announcing an arrest in the Texas Killing Fields case. If some of you are familiar with that, this has gone on for more than 40 years, a quest for answers. And today, or yesterday, prosecutors announcing the indictment of a longtime associate of the investigation's primary suspect. So this right here speaking is Galveston County District Attorney Kenneth A. Cusick. He announced that 61-year-old James Dolphs Elmore Jr. has been indicted for his alleged role in at least 2 murders connected to the infamous stretch of land along Interstate 45. The indictments follow a renewed objective look into the cold cases that have haunted Southeast Texas since the 1980s. We will continue to listen in to the DA here.
This evidence was organized, reviewed, and that's what led to the charges yesterday. And I can also tell you that it wasn't just against Mr. Elmore. Clyde Hedrick, who died a little over a week ago, these charges on schedule had been prepared for Clyde Hedrick and for James Elmore. And but for his death a little over a week ago, almost 2 weeks ago, we presented his case to grand jury. I don't know, there was no ruling on that because he's deceased. But I'm telling you, there was no lack of effort to bring this thing forward, make it current, and go after those responsible. And so I want you to know that I'm very proud of the law enforcement agencies in this county today because all of those efforts, we got to this point. But I also want you to know that this is not over with. Just because Mr. Hedrick's dead, Mr. Elmore has been charged and he's facing his charges, there are other active leads in the case. Therefore, we're not going to elaborate on a bunch of detailed questions because there are some active leads in this investigation that can still be pursued to bring to justice some people who may have escaped justice thus far. And I also want to finish up by saying the efforts of law enforcement is also a testimony to the fact that some of these cold cases or unsolved murders that have occurred in the county that are not related to the Killing Fields cases. I ask anybody with information, any leads that could be brought forward to some of the area law enforcement agencies, do it, because I don't want anybody to feel like there's never that this is done, we're never going to solve this murder, therefore nobody's going to do anything about it. This is an example of, it took a while, re-examine the stuff, redouble our efforts, but we're able to solve one part of these murders. So nobody should feel demoralized or feel like nothing's going to be done or can't be done. Please provide all information to law enforcement agencies available, because there are a number of unsolved murder cases in this county that still need to be solved. And I know the agencies will not give up. If we've got leads to act on and information to move forward, we will do it. And we will prosecute if we get enough evidence. So, thank you. We'll take a couple questions, but...
Mr. Elmore made any statements?
Sir?
Mr. Elmore made any statements?
Well, nothing since his arrest.
Once again, just to give a summary before the DA starts answering questions right here, this is from Tuesday. So according to the district attorney Kenneth Cusick here, he announced that 61-year-old James Dolphs Elmore Jr. has been indicted for his alleged role in at least 2 murders connected to the infamous Texas Killing Fields murders. At the time, so there was another person that was a primary suspect as well. It centered heavily on a man named Clyde Hedrick. He was long considered the prime suspect in all of this, but according to the DA here, Hedrick and Elmore Jr., the man that they have indicted here, were friends for decades. And he said, although we know that, now, and this is what we're moving forward with, he says Hedrick will never face a jury because they revealed on Tuesday that Hedrick took his own life in jail. So we'll listen into the back end of this press conference right here, and then we'll head to break, and then when we come back, we'll talk to our meteorologist, Leslie London. But for now, let's just finish this press conference.
Well, at this point, what's public record is what's in the indictment, the charges, what he was arrested upon. The defense will be able to obtain the discovery as soon as we know who the attorney is and move forward on that. And then at that point, once it becomes disclosed, we would be able to discuss that further. But since this is a pending case, I don't want to get into that until an attorney's been appointed or hired, discovery's been made, and that disclosure's already occurred.
Kenneth, you said too that they're looking into the other cases. In particular,
Sorry about that, guys. Let's go back to the press conference.
We don't rule out any leads, any further investigation that we have at this point, so I don't want to elaborate on that.
How much factor was Elmore's statements to Mr. Miller over the years?
Yes, sir.
how would you characterize the relationship? Were they friends, roommates, relations?
Who are you referring to?
Dietrich and Elmore.
Well, they were friends over the years.
For how long?
Decades. Since the 80s that we're aware of.
How much of an impact did Mr. Elmore's statements to Mr. Miller have on getting this investigation moving forward?
There are certainly statements that are made that will be useful in the prosecution of the case, but those were not the only statements made by him, therefore not the only evidence. There were other statements made by Mr. Elmore, and then we have other evidence that we would consider corroborating or backing up and proving up the truth of what he said.
You said earlier that Dietrich murdered Miller. He hadn't never been indicted for murder. What changed that you can say that today that hasn't been able to be said in the last 4 years?
Well, because I've only been in office, I haven't been in office 6 months. And so from my review, limited review, and discussions with my prosecutors who have reviewed it thoroughly, there was additional evidence that was forthcoming that allows us to bridge that, which is in addition, includes the evidence against Mr. Elmore. He fits in the whole sequence of events. It's not just, these were separate events that occurred and can be isolated.
Once again, that is the Galveston County DA giving us the latest on an indictment regarding the Texas Killing Field, so perhaps moving in a direction of some closure for all of those involved. Now, something interesting to point out here, This indictment does mark a victory, of course, for the prosecutors, but the DA here is saying that the investigation is still far from over. He noted that active leads remain that could bring justice to others involved in this decades of violence. So very interesting developments there in the Texas killing field situation. Our reporter, Katie Pratt, is going to have more on that later tonight right here on Fox 7. We are going to take a break, and when we come back, we will bring in meteorologist Leslie London to give us an update on this severe weather rolling in. We've got these threats coming up. So Leslie will break it all down because I have no idea what any of that means on the screen. You're watching Austin Live right here on the Fox Local app.
Like the bunnies, though.
Hey guys, welcome back into Austin Live right here on the Fox local app. We have brought in our meteorologist, Leslie London. I haven't seen you in a while.
I know, I feel like it's been forever.
You've been obviously
It's sad.
bringing us the weather throughout the week, which we appreciate. And we wanted to bring you in tonight because as soon as I got in, our producer was like, hey, you need to talk to Leslie tonight because we've got some weather rolling in. And I do have the ability here, check this out, to pull that up.
To show one graphic.
To show a graphic here.
Which is really
and
helpful.
I know it's not like the most amazing thing ever, but we have this for you. Is this enough?
Hey,
Will this
last time
suffice?
we had none, so,
Okay, so
we're improving.
We're moving in the right direction, I suppose.
Step by step.
So give us we can look at that in a second, but just kind of give people the skinny on what we've got tonight.
Okay, well, I think the big exciting part is just that rainfall. We haven't seen rain accumulation, a decent amount, in about 3 weeks. So it's been very dry. We have a deficit from each month this whole year, so we're down from what we should be.
Okay.
We were down for the whole year last year, so point is we're very dry. So we like
Good to have the rain.
Yes, we love to see the rain. We don't like to see severe weather, and that's
Right.
what that graphic was. But it upgraded because yesterday we had I would say the half of our viewing area under it, and now today it's just clipping the region. But it's still important if they are out there. Those are the spots that could see the main threats.
Does this help provide those?
Yes.
So these are the levels of threats. Take me through this.
My descriptions are really good, but this helps too. So this is the severe weather outlook. So yesterday we had more of us under that green color. That's the
Okay.
level 1.
Okay.
And then level 2 is yellow. And so now, luckily, we're still getting clipped by it. It's not completely out, but Mason County, a majority of that region is under it. San Saba County as well. We're slightly seeing Lampasas and Llano County getting hit by that. What it is just saying that those are the areas that are more likely than the rest of us to see severe weather tonight. Now, for the threats, we're talking large hail and strong wind gusts. Yesterday, it looked like
Wow.
we could have seen tornadoes, but that's out. of
To the
area
left
now.
on our left here, is that what you're saying? The tornadoes where?
That's not in our region now.
Oh,
so
oh, oh,
before it was yesterday, it looked like we could have seen some, but now they're saying that that's going to happen actually more to the north of us. So that's
Really?
good news. Yes.
For us.
Yes, for us. That we probably likely won't see any tornadoes. But have you been here yet with the large hail that we sometimes get?
No.
It's pretty crazy.
No, because I didn't get here till July, so I didn't. I got here and I was like, my goodness, this humidity is gnarly. But in terms of the hail, I have not experienced such a thing.
Yeah,
so
now we're heading into severe weather season, so
Be
we're
ready.
about to.
Tonight, should I be worried about driving home? Am I going to experience any of that?
No, so this is very, very late tonight
Okay.
into the morning. So we're talking, the last time I looked at the models, which was just about an hour ago, less, it was showing that that line of storms is going to be a line of thunderstorms. It has to do with the dry line. So basically where there's drier air versus moisture.
Okay.
So that dry line is shifting eastward and it's going to bring in storms because of that. So it's a line of storms that are going to move through late tonight. So 3 a.m. is when it looks like it enters the hill country.
So I may be asleep.
I hope you're asleep at 3 a.m.
It's my Friday technically, so I could be
you're
awake.
Right.
But okay, so
then
that's
I kid. I
that.
hope you're awake.
Yeah, no, I should be
Having
asleep.
so
I
much
should
fun.
Be. Yeah, no, I should be asleep by then. But to your point, I mean, I think it's probably good for some people to know that, hey, we're getting some rain, as you mentioned, the deficits.
Yes.
So good to have rain, but also to be mindful of the severe weather aspect.
Right, exactly. That's what we always kind of talk about when it comes to these storms. We're in severe weather season, so now kind of often when we see rain, we're going to potentially see some severe weather. It's just clipping the outside. The rest of us, it looks like we'll get some rain, mostly in
Okay.
the morning. So I don't know if you're
Walking my
staying
dog.
home tomorrow, but
This is the
The
thing.
morning is when you're
the
likely to
dog
see
doesn't
rain.
care if it's raining. It could
he's
be.
a lab.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He
So
loves
even if
water.
it's pouring rain, it's like, well, I gotta go take my walk. So we might be out there tomorrow. I don't know if I have an umbrella.
Seriously?
I can't remember when I moved here. I haven't really
have
checked.
to- I
But I
have
have jackets, so I'll be prepared. He won't care. He'll just get soaking
You
wet.
would love the rain too.
No, I've gotten much better. I've learned to, like you said, hey, we need it. It's a good thing. I try to be positive about it, but I'm not always a huge fan.
Okay, but being from I always tell people because I'm from California, we don't see rain that often, so it excites me.
I guess, but I've never been a huge rain person. Maybe it's because the whole idea of everything you're wearing gets wet. But now I think what happened was I didn't have the proper stuff. And then I moved to areas where it snowed and was more severe weather. So I think I got better
Okay.
equipped
Yes.
to handle the
But
elements.
sometimes when you're out in the rain and you don't have the proper, but I feel like you've got to be more.
I should just be
you've gotta
accepting.
Be more like loose and free and excited.
I think I have
'cause-
become better about it. I think before it was like, you're worried about stuff getting all wet, whatever. But now I'm more okay. And like our iPhones and stuff, they can withstand that. Remember before, like if anything got wet, it was a big deal. Like now, this can fall into a pool and it doesn't zap right away. You know what I mean?
I get.
You don't have to stick it in the
Not
rice right away.
my thought.
What do I have to look out for the weekend?
All right, so it's not just tonight into tomorrow morning. That's kind of the first round. And
Okay.
then this weekend, we have a cold front coming through. It's going to be decently strong, which is nice. I think I'm ready for a little cooler weather again.
I agree.
And it's going to bring rain with it. That one, at this point, looks like it's going to bring more rain than what we're going to see tonight into tomorrow. So tonight into tomorrow, if you're in the hill country, you could see up to an inch. The rest of us, it looks like it's less than half an inch. But for the weekend, it does look like the totals combined, we're talking maybe 1-2 inches in some spots. So that'll be nice. At this point, we can't see whether there's severe weather yet. We have to get a little closer. But for now, it looks like rainfall opportunity, which is what we want.
We're heading in that direction. I wanted to show you something before we get out of here. I think this is on board the Artemis 2 here. So let's pull this up from our feed. How about this, Leslie? What do you think about this? Like you can see the Earth right there.
That's so cool.
And I believe
fast.
this is the Artemis 2 mission, obviously, but this is the Orion spacecraft. I think. It says Artemis 2 on the feed, but they are appearing to be on their way. We saw that launch about an hour and a half ago.
Are they going straight to the moon?
They're going to the moon, and they're going to go around the moon, not landing on the moon, of course.
They're not landing on the
you didn't know this?
No, I'm bad.
Oh.
Meteorology focuses on Earth, but everyone assumes
no. So
they're
going around the moon, the dark side of the moon, if you will, and they're basically testing out this SLS system along with this Orion spacecraft. There's 4 crew members aboard, and they're the pilots from California actually, from Pomona. Went to Cal Poly SLO. How about that?
Oh, that's
anyway, but when you were in the studio, I think you guys were in the show when this happened. Just your initial reaction to seeing the rocket.
Just like cut right to it.
Yeah.
We
cut off Meredith. Did you see that?
We did cut off poor Meredith, but it's okay.
She's like in the middle of talking. But yeah, pretty spectacular, right?
It was actually really cool. I don't think I've ever really watched one that intensely.
No, like I was saying earlier, I mean, it's been since 1972 that we went to the moon. So like us growing up in this era, we haven't really seen much of this. We see these, SpaceX missions with the Starlinks and all the satellites, but in terms of a lunar mission, we don't really get that.
Yeah, so I guess this is
cool.
our first one.
Yeah, this is
great.
great.
Yeah, but you kind of made me sad that they're not landing. I thought they were landing on the moon.
No.
Why not?
Apparently, this is like to test out the system, to see how humans are aboard the Orion spacecraft. They'll go around it, they'll take all that information, and then I believe we'll have Artemis 3 mission.
Okay.
And then we'll have Artemis 4, and I believe Artemis 4 is the one that will land.
Is it the same people?
I don't think so. I don't think you can go in space that much.
Yeah,
I don't think it's healthy for you.
Your bone density decreases.
Right. So I think it'll change, and there will be different crews each time. But
the
anyway,
crew that
super.
lands on the moon.
I know. I would.
It's still cool. It's still very cool.
It'd be imagine being the one that goes right before. So imagine being Artemis 3. You're going to go right around it, and then the next crew
That's what I was
is the one
saying.
going
Like
to the
I
moon.
would wait.
But
Please
anyway,
vote me.
pretty spectacular images, obviously, and we will be following this. If anything should change, I was trying to keep an eye on if NASA was going to have an update, but I think that's the view from right there. Anyway, we're going to take a break. We appreciate Leslie giving us the latest on this severe weather, and hopefully everyone out there stays safe. And as she mentioned, I think we need some rain. We'll be right back. You're watching Austin Live right here on the Fox Local app. Hey guys, welcome back into Austin Live right here on the Fox Local app. We just had in meteorologist Leslie London giving us an update on some severe weather rolling in. And as she mentioned, probably not going to happen till much, much later tonight. I'm sure many of you will already be asleep by that point. So maybe you'll be waking up to seeing some of that rain or maybe just the after effect of the rain. I am looking forward to it. As I mentioned to her, I try to be a little bit more positive about weather. And let's accept the rain. We need it. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, heading into the weekend as well. I wanted to go back to our top story of the day because it's very rare that you get an opportunity to talk about a lunar mission. Many times here on the show, I don't want to talk too much about national things, international things. We want to focus on Central Texas. But I think all of us can agree when there's something like this, of this magnitude, this historic, you have to talk about it. And so that's where we are now. This is the Artemis II mission. As I mentioned, the first crewed mission in NASA's Artemis program, and the first time humans are traveling toward the moon since 1972. I wonder if you knew that out there. That was Apollo 17. But this is just a lunar flyby. So they're flying around the moon. Apparently, this will be the furthest any humans have traveled in space, though, because they are not only going just to the moon, they are going around it. So going even further than those Apollo 11 people, that crew, obviously with Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, getting there first. Here are the 4 astronauts, if you don't know who they are. We got Reed Wiseman, the commander. We got Victor Glover, the pilot. Christina Koch, the mission specialist. And Jeremy Hansen, the Canadian mission specialist. I saw some people on Twitter earlier today making fun of him by way of South Park with the Canadian situation, and the memes are going around are just absurd. But congrats to Jeremy Hansen. As I mentioned, there's some notable milestones here. He is the first non-American to travel beyond low Earth orbit. So congrats to Jeremy Hansen there by way of Canada. What do we have here? The rocket is the Space Launch System, SLS, and then the spacecraft is the Orion capsule. This is the first time humans fly on the SLS and the Orion together, making it a major test of NASA's new deep space system that launched from the Kennedy Space Center. And I want to show it to you guys again because it is just that cool. So let's go and watch it on my Instagram here. You can watch the video there. Just go to my profile here, Alec Nolan TV, and let's get to the launch. Here we go.
10, 9, 8, 7. RS-25 engines lit. 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition. And liftoff. The crew of Artemis II now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins.
Pretty spectacular stuff right there.
Good roll
Unbelievable.
pitch.
Look at that.
Roger, roll pitch.
And this thing really gets going, as I mentioned, more than 1,200 miles per hour.
Artemis II mission around the moon.
Can only imagine what they're thinking and feeling inside
Integrity.
that Orion
AMP
spacecraft
high.
up there, just at the tippy top.
AMP
And we missed
On time has
the
been
detachment
seconds.
on the live feed. Not
Dairy
we,
passes the
but
ultimate beacon.
just whatever
Target
feed we
milestone.
had there.
Mission Control Houston say good performance on coordinated engines. Space
Pretty
Launch System
spectacular.
core stage.
Yeah, we missed
Integrity.
the initial
3
detachment,
miles in
and then
altitude.
after a while, you can just see them
Traveling
fade
more than
off into
1,200
the
miles per
distance.
hour.
And here we go.
Really
10.
awesome there. I want to go back to, we have right here. I believe this is a camera right onside the Orion spacecraft. I'm not quite sure why it's positioned that way, but it is cool because what is that behind there? That is the Earth. Extraordinary. I mean, just awesome visuals there, and I think we're going to continue to get these awesome visuals. As I mentioned, the first lunar mission since 1972. Just think about all the advancements we have made in technology since that time. So you can only imagine what we're going to get, the type of feedback, perhaps the visuals, and all the information we are going to gather from this. Truly awesome, very exciting. We're going to keep our eyes on that for quite some time. I think we'll be talking about this probably for the next 10 days, because that's how long this mission is, 10 days. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we will try and wrap up everything right here on Austin Live on the Fox Local app. Hey guys, welcome back into Austin Live right here on the Fox Local app. Just got about 2 minutes left in the program here tonight on this Wednesday. A very exciting day for many people out there watching the Artemis 2 mission, the first lunar mission since 1972. Apollo 17, as I mentioned, they've got 4 crew members aboard the Orion spacecraft taking off from the Kennedy Space Center at Cape Canaveral. This spacecraft will go more than 230,000 miles, and they are on their way as we speak. Check out this image. Remarkable here. What a view. Earth in the background there. And I don't think anybody's going to have a better view than this camera here tonight. Unbelievable. We've seen so many images, so many people around the world watching this tonight, millions and millions around the world. And according to our reports in Orlando there, or from Orlando, Fox 35, I think more than 400,000 people coming into the Cape Canaveral area just to catch a glimpse of this spectacular launch, which by all accounts was successful. It was slightly delayed. I saw at the 10-minute mark of the countdown, they stopped and we thought, oh no, is this thing not going to launch? Not the case. They just had to check some things out, and eventually the countdown returned, and around 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time, Artemis 2's mission taking off, set to go more than 230,000 miles. Now, there are some main objectives they got here, according to NASA. They're going to test some life support systems in deep space. They're going to try and demonstrate manual spacecraft control, validating their navigation and communication systems, and then obviously just evaluate overall crew performance in these lunar distance conditions. Really just a way to see if everything that they've designed is going to be ready to perform before actually taking astronauts all the way to the moon again. This spacecraft, once again, it's going to the moon, but not landing on the moon, just going around it. It would appear Artemis 4 is the one that will actually land on the moon. What an exciting day. Thank you guys for joining us, and we will be back on Monday to bring you more from Austin Live right here on the Fox Local app. Have a great night, everybody.